There are billions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin short liquidity laying above us, but the question is, are we already going to squeeze out this liquidity on the top side, or are we first going to be liquidating the last long orders below us before we're going to be pushing towards that top target? So on today's update video, I am going to be exactly discuss this. I'm going to talk about the reasons why I personally think the bottom is not in yet for Bitcoin, but whenever it does happen, we're going to see a very big reversal back towards the upside. I am obviously going to be talking about my massive trades I have currently set up on VX because I am betting on a major reversal, but not yet. So I'm going to be exactly talk about that and so much more on today's update video. I will be talking about the reasons why I believe this bottom is not in yet here. And of course, I'm going to discuss Ethereum and much more on today's update video. So guys, don't forget to once again snap that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in today's video. So currently, we are trading in a weekend. And this weekend's consolidation has been nothing more than utterly boring, to be very honest. We've just been seeing Bitcoin go extremely sideways between $107,000 and between $106.6K. So in a range of about $800, Bitcoin has just been moving between that range here for the last, 24 to 48 hours. So yes, whenever we're going to be breaking outside of this range, it is going to tell us a little bit more about where we're heading towards. But currently, if we're just analyzing the trend where Bitcoin is trading in, it's clearly a lower high trend together combined with lower lows. So Bitcoin is clearly trading right now in a downward sloping trend. And for me to call reversals and say that this trend has ended and that we're going to be seeing a bounce towards the upside, I do need to see a couple confirmations that I'm currently still not seeing. So I personally think that yes, this move towards the downside is likely going to continue for Bitcoin. However, we are currently clearly seeing that on the weekly time frame, we are clearly retesting a major level of support. And you can see it just every single time whenever we retest this level. Just look at the general sentiment in the market. Everyone is always so bearish. It is absolutely insane. And now I think that people are still too bullish and we need to have one more flush out. Because clearly, if I'm looking at the liquidity heat map, there's a lot of liquidity being built up above us. And this is ultimately going to be grabbed. That is what I believe there. That is what I personally believe here. But the question is, are we already confirmed with the bottom, or are we going to go a little bit deeper to grab this liquidity between $102 to about $105,000? Because there are quite some long liquidations still laying over there. And of course, if you've been following the channel, after this major correction towards the downside, we've been predicting this big push towards the upside. And then here, I of course warned everyone that we were going to go deeper. And this was of course already the plan. I just watched back any of my videos. It has been exactly playing out like we've been predicting. And the strategy basically is right now is to wait still with Bitcoin to fill up the orders from 102 to about 98,000 US dollars. That is where I think the bottom is most likely going to get found for Bitcoin. Why? Is because those are key levels in the market. We are looking at the 100,000 US dollar level basically as this major level of previous resistance, previous support, and also a psychological level of support as well here. Then on top of that, it corresponds with major horizontals in the market right now and also with the 50 weekly moving average. And you can see that the simple weekly moving average, every single time we've retested this level, we've just seen very strong bounces. And that is, of course, exactly what I'm aiming for as well here. I personally do believe if I'm looking at timings of where we're currently sitting in this bull market, the bull market shouldn't be lasting for much longer, but I am still expecting a slight push towards the upside from of the support range I am going to be accumulating my long positions from. And that is, of course, exactly what I will be doing. And yes, guys, if you also want to be trading yourself, there is right now an insane opportunity to do it so on VX, because by signing up an account using that first link in today's video description, you will get a 25% fee rebate and you will be getting a deposit bonus up to $30,000. So if you're interested in trading with me, make sure to join VX. And if you want to be copy trading me here, so basically you don't have to do anything and you just copy my trades there. I've been very successful with trading, especially in the last, 5 to 6 months there. Just check back, just go through my YouTube channel. Everything is documented, everything is set, everything is transparent. Also with this trading setup over here. Of course, it takes some time to enter these trades here, but one thing is very important for a trader, and that is, of course, to be patient. So that is also one of the skills I am showcasing over here as well here. So yeah, if you want to be copy trading me here, make sure to then join also the private Telegram group here, where we are basically giving also a lot of updates on the trades. If I'm buying some big bags on spot, I'm also usually sharing it over there as well, because I am seeing a lot of potential in certain altcoins. For example, Mental, I see a lot of potential in, and some others as well here, which I think are good to buy on spot. I'm all sharing it there as well in the VIP Telegram group here. So if you want to be staying more up to date on the market, make sure to join it for sure here. But let me continue further in towards the video, because what I want to be seeing for Bitcoin, for example, as well here, in such a bottom case here, is basically negative funding on the way towards the upside to confirm that we are going to be seeing the bottom. And maybe Bitcoin is already going to be bouncing from here, right? Maybe this is the bottom. Bitcoin is going to be seeing a strong bounce towards the upside. And if I then see enough confirmations that most likely this is going to be the bottom, I'm still going to be scaling in towards trades. But as of for now, I am not seeing that. And that is why I am, of course, not scaling in towards trades right now. All I am seeing right now is weakness, is a break of the trend, like you can see over here, right? We broke this major level of support. We created a lower low. And honestly, I just think we're going to go a little bit deeper here. But if I see a bottom structure getting created, then, of course, I'm going to be entering my position. So that is exactly the strategy I'm currently having. I am clearly seeing that there's a lot of liquidity being piled up above us. This, of course, ultimately is going to be grabbed here. And whenever this liquidity is going to be grabbed, we are obviously going to be closing out our trades here. So it's going to be a very exciting period. I think the trades are going to be very good in the upcoming period as well here. So yeah, if you want to be trading, just like I said, check out WeX in the first link in today's video description. But also, guys, if I'm looking at Ethereum, Ethereum is ultimately still in this major consolidation range here. And I have said it multiple times before, in this green box right here, I want to be basically not go all in, but go very heavily in towards Ethereum with leverage trades again here. I've been buying before on spot also over here with limit orders. I've been buying also on this level right here on spot here with limit orders. And now I, of course, stated that I want to go heavily in towards leverage trades again here, only from off this region, because in my opinion, going in towards leverage trades right now for Ethereum could be potentially profitable. Maybe this is the bottom, could be great. But for me, the risk is still too high here. And for me to take leverage trades here, I'm only doing it with low risk here. That is just the way how I trade. So that is why I want to be waiting for the 3,300 to about 3,500 US dollars for ETH. And of course, and also these trades are already set up here on WeX. You can see the limit orders right here. All we have to do right now is just wait and let the market come to us here. If we see that next big correction towards the downside, it is going to be a tremendous opportunity. And especially if we could accumulate ETH, our positions on ETH around here. And of course, the bounce towards the upside, towards the range high, is already 47% here. And that is, of course, the potential I am looking at for this trade here. So taking this with 10x leverage is about 470% in profit. The risk to reward is very good, in my opinion, from off that level. And that is why I'm taking those trades here. So guys, anyways, there's not a lot of more to talk about on today's update video. So this was it once again for me. I mean, one last thing I actually want to be discussing, and that is this picture right here. And that is the Bitmine unrealized P&L here. And Bitmine is the company from Tom Lee, who's buying very aggressively Ethereum. And what you can see right now is that they're in a massive loss here. So you are right now also buying where other major companies, this is basically the Michael Saylor from Ethereum, is in a loss here. So that is something very great here, very interesting. But anyways, guys, this was it for me in today's update video. Subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.